What's up, guys? It's Yank here with 47 North Gaming, back with another of Train Sim. We're actually continuing what we started last time. We've made it across the country now. We are in Reno, and it is not, as I was calling it before, it is actually Donner's Pass, it's not Stevens Pass that we're taking here. So we're going to be climbing the mountains here, starting off in Reno. We got our train just about ready to go. We got passengers boarded, cargo is just, or bags. So we're just gonna walk on over here, and climb up in our cab there. Alright, so lights are on. Push that back, add some power, and away we go. Come on. There we go. Now you'll notice on the estimated time of arrival, we got quite a journey to do. We're not going to be doing this whole thing all in one go here, don't worry. I will be breaking this into segments so that way you guys can watch it in segments. Haven't decided, oop, shit, speeding already. Oh shit, that's right, we're going through town. Anyway, so haven't decided exactly how I'm gonna break it up yet, since there's not a whole lot of stops along the way, but we'll figure out some good division points as well. So we'll get rolling here and figure it out as we go. Should be some great scenery though. That's kind of why I wanted to do this. Great chance to explore the lengths of some of these maps in Train Sim. But anyway, we are headed out of Reno here. We have 130 miles still to go. So we've got our work cut out for us, especially as we climb into the mountains up ahead. Quite a lot of roads to cross here in Reno. That explains why we got such the slow speed here. Be a great chance to just enjoy this train as it comes by. And this is the same train we had in Chicago, different engine numbers and car numbers, because it's just when you reload it just reassigns at random the asset numbers. But we still have the same amount of cars as before, same amount of engines, same amount of power. So this should be interesting as we go into the mountains to see if I actually planned this out properly. But soon we'll be able to hit 45 and start climbing towards the mountains. And Lord knows we are going to need the power that we do have on this train set to get us up those mountains. Yeah, I look forward to climbing the mountains. We got some nice mountain passes to explore, as you can see there. Not sure which split we're going to be assigned to. It's just wherever it puts us is the one we'll take. We got quite a bit of winding around to do, but we are already off, headed the right way. So now we just await for the inevitable climb. That grinding sound. We're going to get some really nice bending perspectives going through these mountains, though, that's for sure. Especially with the train this long, it's really cool. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to a lot of screenshots out of this one. So I think I decided this will become the Thanksgiving week adventure. Oops. I probably need to be up in the cab paying attention to those crossing signs. I don't think there's a whole lot of crossing, but... Alright, so it looks like the incline has begun. Up to a 1.1% grade. Nothing we can't handle yet. Such a nice train set, though. I really love the Amtrak color scheme. Especially, this is a Phase 4 color scheme on the train set. Across all the cars there. Already looking up at some mountain sides there. Now, if you know anything about the train sim game, this Donner's Pass map is set, I think, in the mid to late 90s. But, you know, the scenery obviously doesn't change a whole lot. But the big thing is, I think probably some of the signaling has changed and some of the landmarks, but regardless, not a huge deal. We're just doing it for the fun of it. The pass is still there, and we would actually still go through it. Not on the Southwest Chief, but you would for the California Zephyr, I do believe, still goes through the Donner's Pass. Regardless, this is just a simulation of us going through that Rockies area that you're going to have to get through at some point to get through the to the East Coast. So this is that simulation we're doing. Oop, didn't mean to do that. Alright, put some power on. Climb the hill. That truck is moving slow. I mean, I know we're doing 45, but geez, these guys seem like they're doing like 20. Granted, I'm sure the truck, you know, climbing a mountain is needing to go slow because of the gearing, but it seems like the car would at least be going faster. You'd think. Oh well. Now hopefully we get some nice light transition as time passes here, since we will be transitioning into evening as we continue to make our climb through the mountains. So we'll see how that goes. But there are some of the mountains ahead that we'll be contending with. What are these up here? Is this just like a counting thing? I guess it's just must be just a one of those RFID tag or asset tag readers. I can't remember the speed limits on Donner's Pass. I don't know exactly where our max and min speeds will be on this trip, but we'll just go with what the track says. Alright, climbing the hill here. Got a 0.8% grade. Now up to about a 1.1. As we begin to climb off into the mountains. Nah, I'm looking forward to seeing the scenery we get off of this. This is gonna look good. I haven't even run the full Donner's Pass before, so this is another reason I wanted to do this. It's just to experience the scenery that comes with this, see what kind of things there are to see. Be really cool to get a an altitude map of Donner Pass, just so we can see where it all is. I do have a Google map up just so I can kind of track my progress visually. We are headed up right now. I think first thing we're going to see is Verdi. How to pronounce it? V-E-R-D-I. I think it's Verdi. Or Verdi. Something like that. I don't know. That's for you guys to judge me on. I'm the fool here. Yep, Verdi. There it is, track 1. Alright. So we've done about 10 miles, I believe, now, or just shy of it. And we've already begun the long climb up Donner Pass. Still climbing. We'll be climbing for quite a while. And the crossing. Now up to 1.2% grade on the climb. I think that's a freeway up there that we are going to be going under. There goes the train climbing the way up. There's the truck. Thought we'd be getting close to speeding there. Alright, but we're down to about a 1.1 grade again. Still climbing. We'll be climbing for quite some time, I do believe. So we'll center on us. Alright, so we're going down now this bit. And we're going to wibble along here for a while. For quite a while, actually. Before coming over towards, I believe, Truckee. I think that's how it's pronounced anyway. Kind of curious what kind of traffic we're going to see, since we saw in the Chicago one when we did the quick drive, traffic did end up spawning as we progressed down the way. So I'm kind of curious as to what other traffic might be on here. Get an awesome view here of the train just crossing this bridge here. so cool. Absolutely. Views. Just seeing this makes me excited. I'm ready to get on that train, get ready to enjoy the trip. Actually, probably while you guys are watching at least some of these, I will be on the train enjoying my trip, since I think I'm going to release these during the time that I'm away. Just so that way you guys have something to enjoy. It probably won't be a whole lot of commentary actually on these, probably just more enjoying the scenery, but I suppose that's alright. Gotta clear that alert just because I've been sitting here on the throttle for a while. Let it breathe for a minute. And spool it back up. Shoom. That sounded interesting. Look at that steep mountain. This is amazing. Can't imagine what this might look like in real life. Because, you know, this game's limited by the graphics engine that it's been built on for years after years after years. You know, the engines look great, and it's what it's built for is simulating engines, not, you know, terrain, but God, this pass has to look amazing. It is quite the climb, though, that is for sure. Don't even know what river that is. That is, well, what's the river that goes into Lake Tahoe? Because I think that's the river that we're following. I don't know my rivers that well. The geography of those, don't know them very well, but I guess it is what it is. But yeah. If only the views outside this engine were better. As far as like the view lines. The views outside the engine are really great right now, but can't see them because there's a thing in the way. Can't, enjoy the scenery quite as much. I sit here and look out my slider window here. What is that sparkling off in the distance? Oh, it's just some sort of graphical thing. Okay, so the fact that this guy's blinking means we might be seeing traffic here soon, right? I mean, depending on if our tracks are close enough together to see said traffic. we've got the green climbing up. So we're going to be elevated above that track. Let's see, so we'll be up. So I could check the map thing, but yeah, we'll be elevated above that track for quite some time. We are going to level off here, probably descend a little bit as we come off of this platform. Kind of interesting through here, the elevation of the train track here we're on. It's we're up pretty good distance, and kind of wish another train would come through there just so we could see the height difference. And it's considerable because we're up, you know, probably a couple of train heights, so it's a couple stories different. Try to control our speed with the energy recovery as we descend down through here. Down to the river level. Looks like we are going to be slowing down to 40 miles an hour now. Darn it, deactivated it. Gotta let it spool back up again. Come on. There we go. Alright, so we'll get her down to 40 here. Get back for speeding a little bit, but we're already going down to the speed that we need, so that's fine. On level ground for the moment as we come passing through here. Alright, through this valley here, we'll be working our way towards, looks like another climb coming up. Yep, another climb. Not quite as steep yet, but I think we've just started climbing, so quick look at what we got for our location at the moment. So we're currently going this way. No idea what the topography is of this. So the Boca track, I think, will be probably our first episode cut point. Or do we want to move on to Truckee? Let's see how long it takes us to get to Boca Point. Alright, so up to a 1.1% grade. So back to kind of that standard climb that we were doing earlier. Definitely not the fastest train in the world, but definitely pays off with the scenery, that is for sure. And I think it's only going to get better from here too, as we continue to climb. Heard rumblings. I don't know if that's because it spawned in a train. No, that might actually be a vehicle going down the road, actually IRL. So, all right. We'll probably go on to Truckee. Actually, we'll see how it's going, but I think we'll go on to Truckee. Gonna go pass under this path here. You hear of the train going past? Such a nice train set, though. I'll always love those superliners. Making that climb up, though. Yep, we're gonna go on to Truckee. We got the Boca track coming up here soon. So do we want to do the Truckee Junction or do we want to do the Truckee turn circle? I think we'll come into the yard and we'll actually hold up in the yard because that makes sense to hold up in the yard. Because the junction is just a transition point, so that's what we'll do. Alright, so we'll go to the Truckee yard and then we'll call it an episode. And then we'll pick up from the Truckee yard and continue our trip through the Donner Pass. Alright, so into the junction we go. Now the reason for this junction, you'll notice that there's a couple sidings. It's a place that they can get an assist train station, so that way it can jump onto the end of a long freight train and assist it up the hill. I mean, even you could have one for a passenger train, but we brought the power with us from Chicago. But for the big climb coming up, you can get either a train to assist with the drag, slow it down, or help with the extra power pushing it up the hill. I think there's actually a scenario that starts from the Boca track, and you're an assist train. So you hook up to the tail end of a train and just assist it to get up and down the hill. So if that's the case, I think I've done that one before. It means we're getting ready for a pretty big climb coming up. Right now it's just kind of coasting at speed on fairly level ground, but I'm sure that will change soon as we climb. I assume it's a climb into Truckee. Guess I'll pull the phone out and take a look on the map. It's the airport. We've done truck sim through Truckee, so we know about that. Okay, I wish there was a topography. Terrain. Actually, there's... Okay, so from Boca... into Truckee, I think there's some climbing involved. Here, back to our 1.1% grade, but I think it gets steeper. I think that's why there's that junction back there. And if not, it's to assist with how crummy the weather can be up here on the mountains. Alright, so we're coming up to the Glenshire track.